thought on what happened today. So, initially, some of the things that I've been reading about what happened today, no question. The Eagles, after getting their asses kicked yesterday, showed up and played better. Quinyon Mitchell got destroyed today. Destroyed. I mean every single time that Q covered him, AJ had a TD in him. Now, these drills, once again, are set up for the offensive guys. How you doing, Suave? Appreciate it. Crushed. AJ Brown had a absolute spectacular 2 days of scrimmaging against his former team. I was glad to see Jalen Hurts and AJ at the end of practice talking with one another. I thought that was awesome. And no question about it. Okay? It was a really good 2 days, really, for both teams. Those are two good football teams. Okay? Those are really good, and those are good two football teams. For those of you who thought that the Patriots were going to suck, you're just out of your minds. You sucked out loud against the 49ers. Stop making it sound like, again, okay, like you had some sort of world-beating year a year ago. You didn't. So let's take a look at some of the things that were said by some of the people that were said when it came to today's practice. And I think you guys know who Bernard is. And he's a Hall of Fame voter. By the way, Armando Salguero will join us. That'll be at 4:30. This is what he said. Patriots, Eagles, day 2, joint practice notes. And the focus obviously is going to be more on what New England did and what New England didn't do. Drake May, 9 of 18, 4 touchdowns, 2 INTs, and 11 on 11s. DeVito was 8 of 17, 3 touchdowns, and 11 on 11s. Each top offense had a TD and a missed 2-point and 2-minute situation. A.J. Brown beat Quinyon Mitchell 3 times in 2-on-2s, and again for a touchdown and 11 on 11s. Not a ton of room for the Patriots' run offense. That's great to hear. That means this. In 2 days, the run defense, and yesterday, the run offense showed up for this scrimmage. And for these 2 days, AJ was spectacular in these 2 days. Hurts in 2 days threw 5 picks. Now, you got to put all of that in context, okay? You know, you've got to know situation. You got to know the drill. All of that being said, there's more volume. So when you have more volume, you're going to have more interceptions. You're just going to have to learn to live with that. 5 interceptions in 2 days is what he had. Okay? So, once again, the run defense and the run offense, and there was more energy on the Eagles side of the football. So, but you got to remember, these are one-on-one drills. They're always going to favor the offensive guy. And, I mean, at the end of the day, I posted something that Drake May said too. Drake May said, a lot of ups and some downs. It was. You're playing against a good football team. There's ups and downs when you play against a really good football team. Same on the other side. So, did the two teams get better? Obviously. Obviously, okay? And if you listen to the New England people say, if you had to, not that winning or losing a scrimmage or a joint practice is the end all, but if you had to say, who got the better in a fist fight? They would say probably that the Eagles did today, okay? But again, a lot of things to work on. And for the record, that's a great 2 days of work for your football team. Hurts giving 5 picks in 2 days, That's not the context of what this was supposed to be. You're supposed to be put in a situation when you're playing against really great football teams. So it's not an indictment on anything. It's just an indictment on what you're working on. That's all. Okay? I mean, let's be candid here. Look, AJ probably played that game or these two joint practices like he was prepping for a game. Like it was prepping for a game. Okay? How the F are you, my friend? Since everything is scripted for practice, how can you glaze players for having good days and good players identically will be successful? You're the man. Again, one-on-one skill set versus another player. You can talk about a guy beating another guy in a one-on-one setting. Pass rushing drills, Pascal, 7-on-7, 11-on-11. That goes for both sides. Okay? I mean, most of this stuff is not really scripted, but what it is, it's not scripted, actually. The practice is scripted. We're going to go 11-on-11 inside run. We're going to go 7-on-7. You're not going to go situational scripts. You're going to go drill. Okay, we're going to work 7-on-7. Then we're going to work inside drill. Then we're going to go one-on-one pass rush. Then we're going to go like this. Look, if you listen to both sides said they got better. That's all you want to hear. The two things that you take away if you're an Eagle fan, the run defense showed up today. The Patriots didn't have a lot of movement when it came to running the ball. And that was actually 2 days. And the Eagle offensive line. Other than that, I'll say it again. Wicks. Who else? Elijah Moore. Those guys are dudes. That's it. They're nothing more. They're just dudes. They're not special. They're never going to be special. That's who they are. Wicks, Moore. We don't know who Lemon is yet. Those guys have showed us who they are and what they are today. Stop pretending they're going to turn into Jerry Rice. It's an asinine comment. You don't have Joe Montana as your quarterback. So should we take this with a grain of salt? Because you're going against Josh McDaniels, arguably the best play caller in the NFL. Hey, I think you should take it with a grain of salt also if you're New England, you're going against Vic. Dude, you got talented position coaches out there in these 2 days of joint practice. You had two really good coaches, Vic Fangio and Josh McDaniels. Okay? See here. Truth, Justice, and the Big Sills Way. How you doing, Jeff? Thank you so much. Jeff, Eagles got better because they played against New England. Hey, what I also love is this. That notion that Diana Rossini thing is going to play any factor because of some chick with Mike Vrabel is ridiculous. As I said before, NFL guys will just say this. Next. Okay? Next. That's it. It's not going to play a factor whatsoever. Now, don't try to play cool today. AJ went to Hurts and spoke to him. He still ignores Kiki Sirianni, where the fake outrage narrative for Sirianni. If we're going to Jeep it fair, Sills, speak on it and not words, same energy. Who said that I said that he liked Nick Sirianni? I saw that in the Buffalo hallway, in the tunnel. Who gives a shit about that? We all know this comes down. He doesn't hate Hurts. He hates Hurts' ability. And he can't stand Nick and how Nick controls the offense. What's not and what have we not said? Fake outrage? Are you under the impression that I'm high on Nick Sirianni as a coach? Since when? I call him a doorman at a strip club. Where did you hear that, Marsh? Where did you ever hear that? I mean, seriously, where did you ever hear that? That I sit there and I glaze Sirianni. Are you kidding? I have never said that. I tell you what, man, we got more people that hear what they want to hear. But then again, as I've been in this thing for over 35 years, folks, you hear 5% of the shit you want to hear, and that's all you comment on. You don't really comment on everything we say. Sills, it was so cool to see AJ and Hurts chop it up. It was. Wish it could have worked out. But now we can close that chapter and move on. But I blame all of this on Nick. Okay? I'll tell you what you did notice these 2 days. You know what you did notice? What you're going to miss. That guy was the best player on the football field for 2 days. For 2 days, that guy was the best player on the field, and it wasn't close. He was the best football player on the field, especially in the skill set wise. Make no mistake. That's the guy you're going to miss. And everybody in here trying to tell me Dontavian, nobody. Elijah, nobody. Mekhi, I don't know. Hey, and by the way, you see this comment? That's not on the Patriots. That's on the Eagles.